Welcome to another video edition of the A Train. Your host on a cold Tuesday. Roads are still bad out. I got to be at work at 5 o'clock on my part time job. Then I have a full time job I have to go to. I'm not thrilled about that because, the sun, while the sun is out, this stuff appears to be melting a little bit. However, when night falls and the sun is not out, that stuff turns to ice. And our third shift got to go out to Park City. I'm not thrilled about that, but hey, took the night off last night. Took a vacation day. I'm not going to be burning my vacation days like that. So, but last night I did a podcast. Today, y'all get to see my face. I don't know if I have a face that's made for TV video, but trust me, y'all will see this on twitch.tv, and y'all will also see me on YouTube. It's supposed to be streaming live right now, but sometimes it doesn't automatically stream live, so it'll be like a repeat broadcast. However, I am elated to do for y'all on the video version what I did on my podcast last night. And yes, the headline does say talking high school player profile and some NFL. That's right. I'm going to get into a little bit of NFL talk because, it's funny. I'm gonna start it like this, then I'm gonna get into my player profile. Uh, my player profile, let me say it like this, is courtesy of Vibe magazine. They have a plethora of good writers there. They have the Chadwicks there. They have Joanne Blake, uh, Cooper Chadwick. They have Matt Browning, who I would say like this, Matt, I know your sister, Jessica. Yeah, we happen to work out sometime. Well, she's the workout queen at Planet Fitness. I'm gonna tell you like this. Sometimes when I go in the early in the morning and I catch her there, she's on that treadmill, and her feet are moving so fast on that treadmill. I just start getting, I just start sweating, just seeing how fast her feet are moving on the treadmill. They be moving so fast to make me just break out into a sweat. Right. And usually when I get there, she's already been on there almost close to 50 minutes on the treadmill at a high rate of speed, as they say in basketball terms, at a high level. So, but yeah, Matt. So yeah, my content will be coming out of Vibe magazine. I'm showing this to y'all right now. Yeah, they got some good content. Gives me a lot of ammunition to help get me through one of these broadcasts like this. But there's a conspiracy theory out though concerning the Kansas City Chiefs. Let me just go ahead and get this out of the way because I know some of y'all have heard it. The Chiefs, they said the Chiefs laid down for the Broncos because they didn't want the Bengals in the playoffs. Can I tell you something? All that is a conspiracy theory and somebody on one of the major networks trying to get a good talking point. All it is a conspiracy theory, and it's not a good one. No, it is. That was a very bad. In the words of Charles Barkley, that was just terrible. That someone who's supposed to be reputable on ESPN and always on the media would come up with such an assertion like that. That was just terrible to think that. No, the Chiefs had the number one seed locked up. What 2, 3 weeks ago? So we automatically knew the last game of the season was a meaningless game for them. We knew they were going to be sitting players out. It made no sense, none whatsoever, for Patrick Mahomes to even be playing in this game, none whatsoever. I mean, after all, he played through a high ankle sprain. You got some other players that you're trying to get healthy for the playoffs, not a meaningless 18th game of the season. Can I share something with you? To all you Bengals fans out there whining, moaning, and griping, I'm going to try to stay nice because I don't want to say those kind of words, but you can translate what I'm saying. The Bengals put themselves in this position. And I do take a liking to the Bengals. I'm a Cowboys fan, but I do take a liking to the Bengals. But I'm going to say this. The Bengals could have put themselves in a better position by not losing the teams that they shouldn't have lost to. For one, the New England Patriots. You are not supposed to lose to the Patriots. I could probably find a collection of high school players that I know y'all gonna say that's fetch what I'm about to say. That could probably beat the all right, I'll upgrade it. I could probably find a collection of good junior college players or some high major college players, put a team together that could probably beat the Patriots or at least give the Patriots a run for their money. You guys are paid professionals. You guys are not supposed to lose to the Patriots. So now, to all you Bengals fans out there, if there's any watching this right now, stop your crying. Stop saying that Kansas City kept y'all out of the playoffs. Y'all kept yourselves out of the playoffs. Plain and simple. What? You started the season off what? 1-3, 1-4. Jamar Chase was out of sync. Jamar Chase was trying to get a contract. Jamar Chase was pouting about he's not getting paid. T. Higgins. I mean, come on. You guys were dysfunctional at the beginning of the season. So to say that the Chiefs kept y'all out of the playoffs, no. Y'all kept yourselves out of the playoffs. And anybody watching this that wants to disagree with me, by all means, go ahead. As a matter of fact, I want y'all to, especially if it's on YouTube, I want y'all to share this to all the major networks, all the major broadcast networks, Fox Sports, ESPN, CBS Sports, Infinity Sports. Hey, just share it and let them know what I'm saying to their theory. Their theory is bogus. There's no validity to it. And I'm surprised that even RG3, yeah, hashtag the name, RG3, Robert Griffin III, he was one of the first ones that came out and said he can't believe that Kansas City laid down to keep the Bengals out the playoffs. RG3, you played the game, dog. You should know better than to come up with such a bogus conspiracy theory as that. I had a little respect for you, man. Come on. Yes, you played for them. They were the Washington Redskins, the rival to my Dallas Cowboys, but I still had respect for your game. I even had respect for some of the things that you have said. But for you to come out to say that the Chiefs laid down, bro, you should have your journalism card stripped from you straight up. Another thing going on. Y'all know Monday was Black Monday, as they call it, the Monday after the football season ends. And some coaches took the fall. They took the axe, terminated, got they pink slip. I don't know. You know, I've been trying to figure out for the longest too. Why do they call it Black Monday when coaches are getting pink slips on Monday? Why come they can't call it Pink Monday or Pink Slip Monday? I mean, we got Black Friday. Why do we have to have Black Monday? Why come we can't have Pink Slip Monday? It would make sense because that's in essence, you know, the terminology for when you're getting fired. They say, "Well, hey, meet me in the office. We got a pink slip for you." But there is one coach who has no sense of urgency. I mean, one owner who has no sense of urgency. Yes, when I say no sense of urgency, you probably already know who I'm talking about. I'm talking about one Jerry Jones. Mike McCarthy was on the last year of his contract. Mike McCarthy has expressed an interest in coming back to the Dallas Cowboys. Jerry Jones hasn't made it clear if he's going to bring him back or not. However, there is a small rumor that Mike McCarthy's name could be linked to the opening with the Chicago Bears. Now, we don't know if the Chicago Bears want Mike McCarthy, but there is some kind of link that has Mike McCarthy linked with the Chicago Bears. I cannot figure that equation out. So now the question is, if that be the case and Mike McCarthy wants to be a coaching free agent, then who does Jerry Jones go after? Or the question is, who is willing to put up with Jerry Jones? Something to think about. Bill Parcells, in his short tenure, he had enough of Jerry Jones. The only ones that stuck around worth anything, Jason Garrett. That's simply because nobody wanted him. As a matter of fact, the Giants kept him as long as they could, and that wasn't too long. So we now have to look at the redhead wonder doing telecasts, joining broadcast teams to break down games instead of breaking down game film. Uh, I heard I'm gonna say his name, Jacob Albrecht, and those of you who know him, y'all know he's on KFH radio now, 7 to 9 in the morning with a repeat broadcast of the live show coming on at 9 o'clock till 11. So you can get the same show for 4 hours, pretty much. That was a good move. Hats off to Tony Dusing too for making that move and giving us sports the way we love it here in Wichita, making KFHD #1 most listened to sports talks in the city. That's right. I said that. But I heard him talking on his radio show, and I wish I could podcast it and play it right now because I'd rather hear his take on the Cowboy situation and Jerry Jones. I'm a Cowboys fan, and I don't have a nickel's worth of confidence that Jones is going to, if McCarthy walks, he will bring in somebody reputable. Of course, he said the names Mike Vrabel would be a good choice. He would probably stand up to Jones, but Jones has never been one who likes anybody to stand up to him. Then I seen a report that said maybe someone with experience who has a proven track record in playoffs. I just want to win a game. Playoffs? That's right, Herm Edwards, playoffs. But yeah, I heard this name floated around since he has recently got terminated from the Jacksonville Jaguars. Doug Peterson. Now he has a better playoff record than Mike McCarthy does, but his season record is atrocious. I mean, it is dog awful compared to Mike McCarthy now. Prior to this past season, Mike McCarthy had what, 3 straight 12-5 seasons? So they were blazing it up during the regular season. The postseason is where they had problems at. Doug Peterson, on the other hand, not too great of a regular season record, but his playoff record surpasses Mike McCarthy. Saving grace for Mike McCarthy is he's a Super Bowl winning coach. But Peterson, though, is also a Super Bowl winning coach when he had Carson Wentz. I think Carson Wentz went down to an injury that year, and they ended with the backup quarterback. So, Cowboy fans, I want y'all to chime in. Who do y'all think would be the next coach for the Cowboys if Mike McCarthy is not roaming the sidelines? Because the last name I heard was that Jerry Jones will probably go out and get some yes men that we haven't heard of. Or it could be Riverboat Ron, as in Ron Rivera. Between Peterson, Ron Rivera, now I would begin to say if McCarthy walks, I would probably deal more with Kellen Moore. So, Cowboy fans, leave comments. I want to see what you think. I want to hear your thought process. Anyway, that has been my NFL talk for the day. I know I said high school profile, player profile, and NFL. Well, I did flip it around a little bit. I talked a little bit of NFL first. There's going to be more of that to come too. However, I want to get into looking at some area players. If you heard my podcast, those of you who actually got a chance to hear it, because I posted the link to it on X last night. You know, y'all have to forgive me because I still sometimes call it Twitter. I mean, kind of like, you know, from the movie Coming to America, when they was in the barbershop and they was talking about boxers, and somebody said Muhammad Ali. They said, well, the boy's mama named him Clay, so I'm gonna call him Clay. Well, I grew up calling the darn social media platform Twitter. So if I still call it Twitter, I'm going to call it Twitter. Y'all know what it's called. You know, they still say these long words, these long X, formerly known as Twitter. To me, it's still Twitter. because at the end of the day, what do we say? Boy, they tweeted on X. So as far as I'm concerned, it's still Twitter. But anyway, I want to take a look at some the area players here on the player profile. I don't know how long I am going to do this, but there are some players worth noting that are in the area. The contributing writer for this particular article is the one I mentioned earlier, Matt Browning. Hope I get a chance to meet you. You might need to come to Planet Fitness early in the morning with your sister Jessica so I can get a chance to meet you, so I can see how y'all actually carry on with y'all shenanigans. But we're going to start out by taking a look at a couple of players from Andover Central, both on the boys and girls side. Starting out with Brody DeGarmo. Last time the Andover Central boys basketball team made the state tournament was in 2020. But Brody DeGarmo is focused on ending that streak in 2025. As a team, I want to win league, but most importantly, bring another state championship back to Andover Central, DeGarmo said. Many of the Jaguars have been playing together for many years, which is nothing special, which is something special for DeGarmo. I am very excited to be able to play with all my senior friends, who most of them I have been playing with since elementary school, DeGarmo said. Preparation process for DeGarmo has been plain and simple throughout the offseason. To prepare for this year, I have really focused on keeping myself in the gym and connecting with my teammates for one last year, DeGarmo said. Last season, as honorable mention all league selection, DeGarmo averaged 8 points, 3 rebounds, 3 assists. But with all of his work in the gym and weight room, he is thinking big things for this season. As an individual, I want to be first team all league, DeGarmo said. I want to improve my abilities in the paint. I feel that working out will help me to improve down the low line, down low. Staying in Andover Central is Emma Cooper on the girls' side. Emma Cooper from Andover Central had a busy offseason where she not only focused on her individual game, but also in a team environment. I have been going to trainings and scrimmages weekly during the offseason to improve and get ready for the season, Cooper said. I have also gone to a few college camps over the offseason. I have been working on this during games and scrimmages and on my own. Being a better scorer at the rim was a focus to Cooper in her preparations for the season. As an individual, I want to improve finishing at the basket, Cooper said, whether it's driving or a post move. I want to finish tough shots at the rim. The Lady Jaguars have a strong bond, and Cooper said that is one reason why basketball season is so enjoyable. She is also trying to cultivate the program's culture by investing in the new players. I'm most excited to play basketball with my friends one more time, Cooper said. In practice, games, outside of playing, I have a lot of fun with teammates during the season. As a team, I always want to improve team chemistry and getting to know each other, especially younger players. So that's Andover Central's Brody DeGarmo and Emma Cooper. Now the train travels to Hutchinson as we take a look at Grace Posh. Hutchinson's Grace Posh averaged 12 points per game last season and shot 38% from the field. Being a better shooter while also being an efficient one is the one area that Posh wants to improve on. This year, I aim to increase my shooting range and prepare for college basketball, Posh said. To work on this area during the offseason, I had individual training sessions focused on shot selection, contact, and separation, participated in speed and agility training, and spent time in the weight room. Throughout the summer months, it was all basketball all the time for Posh. From the all weekend tournaments to weekly evenings, Posh had her fix of the game she loves. During the off season, I played with MoCan Select of Kansas City and had individual weekly training sessions with Craig Nicholson. She's definitely in good hands. Let me tell you about that team. That team has some players, all right? I had a chance to check them out. So they are the real deal. There are some other good that AAU circuit here in the state of Kansas, especially on the girls' side, it is a sight to behold. I had the opportunity to go to the I-35 showcase in Andover, and you're talking about a basketball buffet, coaches, players, scouts. I mean, you name it. They were all there. So yes, I'm gonna put this out that way. Those of you who get to watch this either on Twitch or on YouTube, mark these words. Kansas is going to be a hotbed for women's basketball. Coaches are going to be flocking here. They're either going to come flock and check out a game at a local high school, or they already have their calendar marked for the big I-35 showcase. But this is going to be a hotbed, and they're going to converge in the state of Kansas. Matter of fact, I can tell you right now, there are some players already some players that are just not going into their sophomore year that are already getting offers from not your JUCO schools, not your NAIA, not your Division II, but from Power Five schools right now as we speak. Yes, Kansas is definitely going to be a hotbed. Once again, during the offseason, she says I played with MoCan Select out of Kansas City and had individual weekly training sessions with Craig Nicholson and Phil Anderson, Posh said. Additionally, I had individual weight training sessions to get stronger for basketball. As much as she is a basketball player, Posh is a competitor. While she loves basketball, she likes the challenges each game presents. I am most excited to play the sport I am most passionate about with my teammates and build on last year's success, Posh said. Competing in every game is something I eagerly look forward to. And now we come back into the city limits. So take a look at Cape and Mount Carmel's McCoy Feister. This article credit goes to Cooper Chadwick. With that Chadwick name again. Seen as one of the best defenders to come through Cape and Mount Carmel in the last 10 years, junior McCoy Feister seems to just have a knack for the game of basketball. Last year, as a sophomore, Feister was a vocal leader and a calming voice for her team. This season, she looks to continue being a leader on and off the court. Being a leader is an important part of my role on the team, and one of the things I am looking forward to this upcoming season. Basketball season is the longest sports season of the year, which allows for a long time to build strong connections with my teammates and also enhance team chemistry, Pfizer said. Defense is Pfizer's bread and butter, but she wants to improve on her offensive side of the game, so she can become a more rounded player. Pfizer averaged 9.5 points per game, 2.8 assists, and 2.4 steals and 4 rebounds, which earned her second team All League and All State honorable mention. I would like to improve on my contribution to the offensive side, my ability to finish at the rim, and having a successful shooting percentage will help me achieve that goal, Feister said. To help work on finishing at the rim, I worked on different moves to get to the rim at full speed. Instead of an easy layup, I also worked on different ways to finish at the rim. A quick release on my jump shot is going to help me tremendously in this upcoming season. And I tell you what I'm going to do because time will not allow me to go further as I do have my other obligations to get ready for. But trust me on this, I will be back to do this again tomorrow because I'm all about highlighting these players throughout the state of Kansas, giving them some love, letting people know who they are, either on my podcast or doing my video version here. Uh, you know, In talking about the Capon player, McCoy Feister, I want to also put a plug in because I didn't see an article in there about the young lady I'm about to mention, which uh, it's no secret. Uh, just to give you the brief intro to her, uh, last year she was 2A Player of the Year. She played at the independent school right here in the city of Wichita, helped them win 2A state title. Uh, averaged about 20 points a game last year as a freshman. She too played for MoKan. Along with my neighbor, I may as well put a plug in for her. Uh, y'all see that? That's what happens when you start getting old. Destiny Mays, okay. She played with along with my neighbor Destiny Mays. They was all on the same team. But this young lady I'm talking about in particular, and there was some talk that could she play at the next level after playing in 2A. Well, I'm here to tell you, yes, she can. And not only can she play, she can dominate, as evidenced by her scoring average. She's averaging what, like 26, 27, 28 points a game this year. I'm talking about one Zoe Franklin. And if she keeps on going at the rate that she's going at and at the pace that she's going at, her name is going to be mentioned with the likes of Angela Buckner, Karima Williams, Lynette Woodard. How about on the state level, Jackie Styles? Yes, I'm putting her name up there with those because at the rate she's going, she is going to shatter. Granted, she has to stay healthy. I get that. So let's say providing that she stays healthy. No, I did not see her name in this book. So everything I'm saying right now is right off the top of my head. I seen her play at the I-35 showcase. She's got game. She's definitely got game. She's a leader, I believe, also on the court as well as off the court. You don't come from a 2A school where you average 20 points a game, was 2A Player of the Year, step into a 5A school, but you're playing against 5A and 6A competition, yet you're still averaging 28 points a game. She's a dominant player, a force to be reckoned with. She's a special player. But can I also say this? Not having really met her, I met her, but I haven't really met her to get to know her. But based on even the interviews I've seen after her first game where she lit up, I forget who they played, but she dropped the 30 spot. When talking to the reporters, a level of maturity, which would tell me that not only is she mature on the court and has a high IQ on the court, she also is mature in the classroom. As her cousin, William Franklin, no, William Buckner. William Buckner. I got the names right. Says she's a straight A student. So she was a straight A student at the independent school. She's a straight A student at Cape and Mount Carmel. She's an A+ player on the basketball court for Cape and Mount Carmel. High IQ. Where am I getting this from? I'm getting this from the brief time I've seen her play at the I-35 showcase and based on what she's doing right now. And if y'all haven't seen her play, y'all need to get out and check her out because I plan on getting out, checking her out in a Capon uniform. But my time has been far spent, but I had to put that out there. Until the next time, take care of yourself and each other. I'll be back to do this again sooner rather than later. And hopefully next time I do my podcast, I'll be doing interviews. Stay safe out there. Drive safe. If you ain't got to go nowhere, stay home. It's the best place to be. Until next time, I'm out. God bless.